I want to share this message to all my women entrepreneurs. And what I want to talk to you about today, it is how we can run our businesses according to our cycle. Everything related to business is always about money. It's all about strategies. It's all about how we can grow and expand our business. But we are the main resource of our business. So if we are not in alignment with ourselves, it doesn't matter how much work we put out there to expand, to grow, to learn, to strategize, to set goals, if the main source of your business is you. So why is this specifically for women? It is very simple, because this conversation is about aligning that with your cycle. And the first question I get is, but I'm in menopause or I don't have cycles. It doesn't matter, you still have cycles, because the hormones is still running through your body. Maybe a little less, maybe other ones a little more, but you still have the hormones running through your body. So yes, you always have a cycle. And so that being said, what happens is we basically relate our cycles, hormonal cycles, and it manifests very, very clear in our relationships. So normally your men would say something like, oh, you must be, in your period. Even as annoying as that can be, it might be true, because there is a moment in your cycle that you're reacting in a certain way, when probably in other times of your cycle you're more, more relaxed. You actually responding, you're thinking instead of reacting. The problem is that your partner is probably saying it not in the best way possible. That is a problem, but that's another issue. So when we look at, we're gonna talk about 28-day cycle. So in the 28-day cycle, what happens is we have different phases. And just to back up a little bit as well, and then you have an understanding, I have been sharing this multiple times in my masterclass, in interviews, sharing with my clients. We're living in a patriarchy. So what it means to us, according to our cycles, is that simply we are, their men's cycle, it is a 24-hour cycle. So they have peaks of testosterone about every 15 minutes. For us, we have a 28-day cycle, which means, for example, for us, because we also have testosterone, our peak of testosterone, it's only in 4-day time, in a specific time of our cycle. So this is another thing that I want you to be aware of, is that all the studies related to nutrition, fitness, and how we're supposed to live our life are based in men, because all the research has been done in men until recently, because it's easier. Women are too complex or complicated, who knows what the heck. But seriously, it's just horrible. The reality now is that there's more research coming up for women, showing up more of the results of all this different. Intermittent fasting also has been driven by men and based on research in men, not in women, and how it can influence our hormones. Keto diets, same thing, because all these things are gonna give you results for a period of time, but not a long term, because you're not creating a lifestyle either, because your lifestyle is driven by your hormones, whether you like to hear this or not. And I was on your boat too. I didn't want anybody to tell me that my cycles were the ones driven my life. And what I'm saying is, if you're not aware of, your hormones are going to be driven your life and your business. But when you become aware of that, then you use your hormones in your favor. For example, We are in business because we want time, freedom, and we really want to be our own boss. Just something inside of you that have, make you decide to have your own business. So that being said, what can you do? You can actually time. When is the best time for you to make decisions in your business? Once you know your cycle, of course. Let's say you have to make a decision in a very specific time that might not be the ideal time for you to make a decision that it seems to be more objective, well thought, where you can consider many aspects of it. What you can do is simply say something like, you know what, can I have 5 minutes, 10 minutes? You know yourself, right? Can I have a 24 hours so I can get back to you? And the reason for that is because you're not necessarily in the best time in your cycle to make a decision. So what you want to do is buy yourself some time to basically process that information so then you make the best decision possible. Is it gonna be the best decision? I don't really know. But you can help yourself by aligning and being fully aware where you are in your cycle. Then we go to the next step, for example. Then it's fitness. It's the same thing with fitness. Fitness has been driven and researched by men. The fitness industry, it's been driven by bodybuilding and build muscle and work your triceps because you want to have big triceps or big chest, massive legs and stuff like that. So that is what the fitness industry have been telling us for the longest time. Again, it's changing, but it's been telling us for the longest time on how we're supposed to build, which is the reason why a lot of women, when I tell them that we need to work on strength training, they're like, I don't want to build muscle. We don't have the hormones to build the muscles the same way that men. And it doesn't matter how you identify yourself into. This is not about how I identify as such and such. It's not about that. The chemicals in your body are the ones that are really telling you how you're building muscle, not how you and your brain think you identify yourself as. Because this world is messed up right now with all those things. So then the reality is we gotta work also according to our cycles. So when we look at the 28-day cycle, so we want to really, really work on 3 weeks dedicated in specific ways in our training, and then you're gonna take 1 full week off from your training. So what men do, they work out, and work out. But remember, their cycles are 24-hour cycle. Ours is 28-day cycle. So that being said, when your level of testosterone is in the high, this is when you want to use the testosterone to build the most muscles possible, because you want to use that hormone on your favor. Why am I talking about muscles and building strength? It is because it is key for our longevity. It is key for energy. It is key for you to run your business with high level of energy, extreme level of performance and agility, that once it feels in your body, it's going to translate in your business. Why building muscle is so important? Because it's going to help your metabolism to be really balanced and in alignment. Why is muscle building or muscle mass is so important? It's also like, I'm in Canada, and in Canada we have the 4 seasons of the year. And in wintertime, one of the biggest fear from people, it is to fall when there is ice on the ground. But there are many times that you cannot even see the ice because there's snow on top. But when you're strong, you're balanced, you're centered, you have enough muscle mass. When you step onto the snow, your body will be able to react nicely, so then you don't fall, because it's gonna balance you up. Let's say if you fall, you will be able to fall like a feather, right? Because when we're falling, we put a lot of tension, and that's what it causes injuries. So when we're like, if you see the feather just falls and it's nicely gone into the ground, right? But how many you have fall that gracefully? So this is a very, very small portion. Well, I wouldn't say small portion, but let's say this is an overall idea of the program that I developed last year. I have been taking all this information from a specific doctor. Her name is Mandy Pulse, if I remember correctly. And with all the information that she's been putting out there, what I did is I created a program where I'm integrating the fitness within your cycle, healing within your cycle, breath work within your cycle. And why all that stuff within your cycle? Because what we're gonna do is we're gonna use your hormones to give you the results that we all would like to have. So, which is more energy, better sleep, the proper weight, right, according to your body composition. Like being like, there are ways that we will know what your ideal weight is, and no matter what you tell me, your ideal weight is your ideal weight. You can tell me that you feel good if you're overweight for whatever reason. You told me that you're fine, and then you have energy. I guarantee you that when we put your body into the ideal place that it's for you and your body composition, you will discover that there is something even better than what you have been experiencing. It is as simple as that. What else can you experience? You will be able to have better sex life. You will be able to, hang out with your kids and your grandchildren, having the energy that you need in order for you to perform, to enjoy the time with them. So the list is infinite on all the things. Business. Your business is going to thrive because, as I said at the very beginning, you are the main source of your business. So when you're really, really in alignment with your cycles, with your fitness, with the intermittent fasting, with the food that you're eating in a specific time of your cycle, how you're taking rest, your business, guarantee you, is going to thrive. You still have to set goals, strategy, marketing, and sales. You still need to do all that stuff for your business. But the main source, which is you, when you are being in that better place, what you're radiating, it is abundance in every level. So when you start putting all the different strategies in place, because you're the main source, it's going to manifest, and it's going to all align nicely in front of you as you have been putting all these wonderful things to expand, grow, and be at service of others, which is the main reason why you started your business, because you wanted to help people in whatever area you are. In my case, it is all about health and wellness. And as I have been putting all these pieces of the puzzle together, I'm also putting all this into practice with myself and see how that is basically helping me and creating more balance within myself. So it's not just wishy-washy stuff that I'm telling you and then I don't know what I'm doing. I'm also applying that for my own life relationship, where I know which part of my cycle I am, and then whether I should have a serious conversation or not. Applying that in business, so then I know when should I make decisions and when should I talk to our team to have conversations, and because in my case, I'm in business with my partner, so we're partner in life and partner in business. There are times that I can rely on him and say, you know what, you really need to take care of this because I don't have, the capacity right now to make a decision or have this conversation with someone. That helps. If you want to know more about all the things that I'm talking about, please reach out. You can find me on all social media, DMago Happy Naked, DMago. You can find me under the Wellness Hub YYC as well. You can go to wellnesshubyYC.com and you can find me there. So what we can do is we can have a conversation and see how we can tailor all these things that I'm talking about to your needs, to your business, to your lifestyle, making sure that it can flow nicely in every single area of your life. And it takes time. I'm not saying that it's a magic pill that in a week you're gonna have all your ducks together and in line. I'm gonna say that it takes a little bit of time, so you start aligning one piece of the puzzle in place until eventually you will have the big puzzle put all together in your life that is gonna help to create abundance in all areas of life. It's guaranteed, but you gotta be diligent, driven, committed, and I will be able to hold you accountable. So check it out, DMago, go DMago, Happy Naked, wellnesshubyc.com, and let's have a conversation.